Hello and welcome to Mend Your Home. Today we are bunging a system, and the reason you do this is to change a radiator, a pump, valves, or anything on the central heating circuit. So that right there is the open vent. We would bung that. We would then bung the cold feed, which is what feeds and fills up all your radiators. The tank is called an F&E tank for feed and expansion. So I'm going to put in the bung now, which is basically just a plug. So we're going to plug the hole. First of all, we find it, make sure it's nice and clean. So I normally put my finger there just to find it and just to make sure that it's clean. And then you just twist it in whilst pushing, and you kind of want to have a feel that it's gripping. And then I just clean the vent pipe a little bit, make sure that it's all right. In this case, I'm using a 22mm push fit, but you can also use a bung for this as well. Right, so I've got my little setup here. As you can see there, that's the first ever 20 quid I made after opening up my business. So we're going to take a pen and do a little experiment, take that off, and we're just left with that. So then we're going to chuck that in water, there's nothing in there. Put that in water, get the water in there, and plug the top. And then we just pull it out, just like that. And you can see no water's coming out. But as soon as I lift the top off, that's how a bung works. So if you think this is the vent pipe, we block the vent pipe, and suddenly there's no water coming out. But we've also blocked the other pipe. So we're blocking anywhere that there could be air. And it's creating this vacuum. So if I bring this over here, you can see there's water in there. There's just water in there. So I'll bring this over here too. And we'll try and focus on that. There's water in there. And as soon as that's it, done. I've got two examples of bunging a system. In this case, I'm changing a drain cock, or a drain off, some people would call it. And it's the same concept. The water is either going to stop or it's going to come to a dribble. And that really depends on the pipe work in the system and things like that. So in some cases, the water is not going to stop entirely. In this case, the water did come to a kind of stop, but it's up to you and your judgment on whether you feel you can control the bung and the water. So I take off this just to see how much water is coming out, and I look at the dribble and I say, okay, that's not too bad. It's not shooting out, it's manageable. So that's what you want. The water is not going to stop every single time you bung a system. Sometimes there will be water coming out and it will constantly come out, but you need to judge it on whether you think you're competent enough to be able to do the job whilst it's going there fast. And I think I can manage that. On the next one, we'll see more of an unmanageable one, but I still bung it and I still go ahead. So that's the vent pipe there, that's bunged. And now I just need to find the cold feed. So I go ahead and bung the cold feed. Now this system is huge. So there's a lot of pipe work, and it just doesn't want to bung because there's just so much water in the system, and it's quite a few floors up, so the pressure is a lot higher as well due to that, because of the head. So you'll see as I'm changing this pump, you'll see water spray out, but that doesn't mean the bung's failed. It just means that compared to the other one, there's just more water. So there we go, sprays out. And yeah, controlling it. So as soon as I saw that water spray out, I tightened up again, and that's how you control it. So now I know that I need to let water out. So I continue to let water out. I untighten it again, and I jiggle it about. I can now see that there's a bit of water there, but I hold it in place. And I can take out all the screws, but I'm holding it in place. As you can see there, I'm putting pressure on there, just in case. And there we go, there's a large amount of water that comes out, but I've controlled it, and now I've already prepped for the next one. So the screws are in that one, and bang, straight on there. The bung has not entirely held, but it has held in a way that was manageable, so you can still do the job. Now obviously you'll have towels, you'll have buckets underneath, which is what I have. So you'd need a lot of buckets in this case, so always come prepared, and it's all about preparation really. So there we go, it's all in now, and that's it, job done. See you later.